we could panic and freak out and stuff, but I had so much pie this weekend, I'm kind of feeling good. You know what I mean? If we could get universal pie, I might be in. Hello, America. Community organizing is all fun and games until someone starts organizing the community against the community-organized government-run healthcare. Then it's time to stop breaking some legs, you know what I'm saying? Here is the one thing tonight. While the SEIU dons their Healthcare 09 t-shirts and delivers beatdowns to opponents, the tensions keep getting worse, and the president really is not saying much helpful. You know what I mean? How about throwing us a bone here, Mr. President? How about a little, hey, you know what? You guys should knock it off. I mean, if he was a parent, aren't we going for the nanny state here? Shouldn't the parent say something like, oh, I don't know, hey, you, knock it off, and you too. Now be nice or no health care for either of you. I'm just saying. Might help quell the it's just a GOP astro-turf mob kind of thing. Oh, but Glenn, he shouldn't say anything because this is just fake grassroots people pretending to be angry about socialized health care. They're all orchestrated. They're not credible like those of us at SEIU. Oh, I know, you are regular people, who've been found on the internet and in neighborhoods. The other side would never think about running ads on Craigslist to buy supporters. No, why would the president, look at what's that? Why would the president need to tempt talented leaders with, say, 16 or, 11 to 16 per hour work for, urging grassroots campaign? Because they have true supporters, not someone who's just looking to make $325 to $550 a week. Or some college kid who'll, normally be behind, a cash register. This is so grassroots, it's just happening, spilling out. Who's the mob here? Kenneth Gladley. He is a 38-year-old conservative. He'd probably say, I don't know, SEIU, the people, when I was handing out Don't Tread on Me flags, and I was attacked by a member of the SEIU.
I don't want to get involved in that at all.
Two of you guys attacked. I'll be saying a minute. Two of you guys attacked that poor guy. No, he isn't. Yeah, you did. He attacked a minute.
Okay. You know what? I have to tell you something. First of all, who would have thought that union members might be thugs? Not me. I am so sick and tired of the media and everybody else equating union thugs like these guys with regular American citizens who have gathered, most of them, for the first time in their lives to be heard. This isn't a bunch of college kids and hippies and union members being paid to protest. These are regular people who see how the things are being run in this government. Things like, Chicago politics, and they're terrified at the prospects of government-run health care. And you know what? Even if this were some conservative anti-healthcare group, who cares? Do they have less of opinion than the pro-government-run healthcare group, ACORN or SEIU? Do they? People on both sides, paid, unpaid, groups, individuals, aren't they all Americans? All of them, on both sides, that have a right to have their voice heard. And besides, what was it that Barack Obama's wife said, that he was going to make us do?
Barack Obama will require you to work. Barack will never allow you to go back to your lives as usual. Uninvolved, uninformed.
Well, then Barack Obama's got to be tickled pink with all the people getting involved and being informed. Yet here's his reaction to the healthcare protests.
But I don't want the folks who created the mess, to do a lot of talking. I want them just to get out of the way so we can clean up the mess. I don't mind cleaning up after them, but don't do a lot of talking.
Okay, that's right. I've totally spaced that part of the First Amendment, that it only applies to those who agree. It doesn't count if somebody disagrees. I'm sorry to tell you this, Mr. President, but nobody in America should shut up. No matter how many SEIU union thugs you try to intimidate us with, not gonna zip it. America will keep talking. And hopefully, on both sides, they'll keep debating. And they'll do it peacefully. Because most of the people are not thugs. Thugs on either side should go to jail. But here is what Congressman David Scott said last week.
I'm listening to my constituents, okay? These are people who live in the 13th Congressional District who vote in this district. That's who I've got to respond to, okay? Right, all right. That's everybody with different opinions.
Yes.
So what you've got to understand is those of you who are here who have taken and came and hijacked this event that we're dealing with here. This is not a healthcare event. You made the choice to come here and to take advantage of this meeting that these people in Douglasville worked hard to put together to deal with this road. You chose to come and to do it on your own. Not a single one of you had the decency to call my office and set up for a meeting. Okay? Then do that. Do that.
You know what? Congressman, how many Americans have done that? How many people have called and called and called only to be treated like swine? You know what? I'm not sure, Congressman, if you're aware that not everybody has access to a brand new Gulfstream G550. I mean, it might be tough for the average Joe who makes $129,000 less than you do to swing by the office for a meeting in Washington, D.C. We hope you understand and accept our offer instead to use a common alternative to private jets that are so much better for the environment called the telephone. America, you call your congressman. You call the congressman that represents you. You call your senator right now. There's the House switchboard right there. You call them right now. You tell them we'd like to chat. You call them in your own local area. But you know what? While we're talking to you, Congressman, while we're talking to you, Senator, we're going to demand some things that I think are pretty reasonable. For instance, number one, we demand that you read the bills that you vote on. And then you have the courage to tell us exactly where you stand on the bill. None of this, well, I can't tell you where he stands on the bill. He hasn't made up his bull crap. You people know exactly what you're going to do. Have the courage of your convictions. And you know what? We're not going to give up. You know that we're not angry mobs, but know this, you're a servant to the people. Maybe you should start acting like it. And then, America, when you're done with that phone call, you make another phone call. Put the White House, there it is, there's the White House switchboard number for you. You call them up, and in all cases, always be polite. Have respect for the office. You demand that the president address these questions. If it's un-American to speak out at town halls, like Nancy Pelosi has charged, is it un-American? Should Nancy Pelosi have maybe somebody at the bully pulpit of the White House say, excuse me, it's not un-American? Just like I defended, the people I believe are pinheads, back in Hollywood, back 4 years ago, you know what? One of the Dixie Chicks, they had absolutely a right to say whatever was on their mind. I still think they're pinheads. I ain't gonna buy their albums, but you know what? They had a right to do it. No boycott, nothing. They have a right to do it. It's America. You ask the president if he agrees with that. Do you have a right to say your opinion? And not be bullied? Not be harassed? Not have legs broken? Then you ask the president this. If he himself will speak out against the violence from Acorn and SEIU, will he do it? Will he even admit that anybody has been involved in that? Ask him this. If the people have a right to be frustrated because the things seem to be moving so fast and nobody's even reading the bills, is that unreasonable, Mr. President? Washington, let me tell you something. We are sick of being ridiculed. We are sick of being demeaned. And now we are sick of being intimidated. We ain't Chicago. Chicago's nothing but a bunch of wusses. Meet America. You ain't going to turn us into Chicago, my friend. And let me tell you something. In the next few days, I'm going to introduce you to something I like to call you're either in or you're out. It's a pretty basic idea. Here's just a group of playing cards. Oh, the jokers. We'll leave in the deck. Let's just say Congress is 52 members. We're going to give you a list of things that you got to do, like read the bills.